Hey guys, Bird Yu-Gi-Oh here. So today, finally coming at you with my Metalfoes deck. I think it's a super powerful deck. It just has a lot of really powerful negates kind of built into this deck, and interruptions and all kinds of really good stuff. It's a really fun deck. So yeah, let's get right into it. It did actually get some new support as well. So there's, I believe, 5 new cards that came out, and we'll go over those. So yeah, make sure you guys are subscribed. We have awesome content coming up as usual. So yeah, let's start off with the original Metalfoes cards. Play, of course, 3 Steal-In, 3 Silvered, 3 Gold Driver, and 3 Volflame. So they're all normal monsters, so they have no effects. All of their pendulum effects, though, are once per turn you can target one other face-up card you control, destroy it, and then you can set any Metalfoes spell and trap directly from your deck. So that's what all of their effects are. You just have different pendulum scales. You have 2 of them that are 8s and 2 of them that are 1s. So they're all very good, different levels. So actually the least most useful for certain effects is Volflame, but he's also got really nice high attack. But yeah, we got a level 4, 3, and a 2. So that'll come up later, I'll explain those. But yeah, all super important to the deck strategy. And then also we are playing 3 rare Metalfoes Bismugear. So he has the same pendulum scale effect, which is really nice. So again, target another face-up card you control, destroy it, then you can set a Metalfoes spell and trap directly from your deck. But then he also has a monster effect, where if he is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can add a Metalfoes monster from your deck to your hand during the end phase of this turn. That would be kind of crazy if you searched right away. He'd be broken, but still very good. Really nice to have. And then one of the new ones that is really nice is Melcaster. So there's a few different reasons he's really good. He again has that same exact effect for the pendulum scale. He's another low scale, which again is nice because we added, we have 3 of the 8s, so now we're even still. He's also a level 7, which is cool too. But if he is destroyed by battle or card effect while he's on the field, you can add a face-up Metalfoes pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand. You can't activate it or place it in the pendulum zones, but that doesn't really matter because you're just getting advantage for the following turn, which is really nice. And then the other new one that we're playing, just 2 of, is Metalfoes Vanisher. Now the reason we're playing 2 of him is he does not have that same pendulum scale effect. His is, if a monster you control is destroyed by card effect, you can add 1 Metalfoes card from your graveyard to your hand, which is decent. And then also his monster effect is actually really cool. While this card is in your hand, you can target 2 face-up cards you control, including a Metalfoes card, destroy them, and then you can special summon him from your hand. And when he's special summoned by the effect of a Metalfoes card, you can target a monster your opponent controls or in their graveyard and banish it. So he could potentially become really good interruption on your opponent's turn with cards like Mithrilium. I'll get to that in a minute, but yeah, he is potentially really, really good if you can special summon him on your opponent's turn, basically. That's it for the Metalfoes monsters. We have our new ones right here. Probably the best starter for this deck is Rescue Hamster. Basically, you just banish this face-up card and special summon 2 level 4 or lower normal monsters with the same name from your deck. So that's basically, Gold Driver, Steal-In, and Silvered. Any of them, just special summon 2 of them out for free, which is really nice. And then we're playing 1 Rescue Hamster. Not quite as good. Requires, a little bit more setup. The main effect we use for him is when he's normal summoned, and you have a level 5 or lower pendulum monster in your extra deck, tribute him, and then that level 5 or lower, you can then special summon 2 with the same name from your deck. So again, potentially just really broken, gets you 2 free monsters. nice to have. And then my favorite, alternate engine to play with Metalfoes is just a small little Qliphort engine, 2 scout and 1 monolith. They're only there. The only reason they're in here is to make Cyber Dragon Nova and Infinity. Basically how you do that, we play 2 scouts, so this is the one you want to see in your hand. You activate it in the pendulum scale, search out the monolith, and then with any of your Metalfoes cards, you're able to destroy this scout, and then whenever you can pendulum summon, you can then pendulum summon the monolith from hand, this from your extra deck, and then you have 2 level 5s to make your Cyber Dragon Nova, and then go into Infinity. So super easy, especially with this deck that is getting this scout, because you don't want to be locked in this scout, obviously, in your pendulum scale. So having the Metalfoes card get him out of scale is just really, really nice. So yeah, that's it for the monsters we're playing. Quite a few. It is still kind of a pendulum deck, so you do play, quite a few monster cards. And then for the spells, play the best spell card for Metalfoes. Metalfoes Fusion. You only need one of them because it is searchable. And then also, so this is your way of fusion summoning, obviously. Metalfoes Fusion. You fusion summon one using monsters from your hand or field, and then if this is in your graveyard, you can shuffle it into the deck and then draw a card. So that's amazing because you can obviously search out this card with any of your Metalfoes cards, set it directly from your deck, basically. And then, you get draw power. It's really, really good. And then our quick play one is full Metalfoes Fusion. Same thing, it's just not as good, and it is a quick play as well. So unfortunately, if you do set this directly from your deck, you won't be able to use it that turn. But with Metalfoes Fusion, you can. And then the newest addition to the Fusion cards is actually Metalfoes Fusion. Again, you only need one because you can set it directly from your deck. This one, though, is really cool because you can fusion summon using monsters from your hand, field, or face up in your extra deck. You have to do one each, so you can't use both monsters from your extra deck. But still, that's really, really nice. And then the only other fusion spell that we play is crazy good in this deck, especially 3 super polymerization. You can use monsters from either field as fusion materials, and neither player can activate cards or effects in response to this activation. So it's just kind of crazy good. And then because we have these 2 cards, Crimsonite and Adamante, it becomes insane. Because like with Crimsonite, you just need a Metalfoes monster and 2 monsters with 3,000 or less attack. So you can wait till your opponent gets 2 monsters with 3,000 or less attack, which is most monsters, and get rid of it for free by just having a super polymerization. So really cool card. Definitely a necessity, I feel, in Metalfoes, just to give it that extra power boost. And then a really good search card for this deck is Summoner's Art. It allows you to search out any of your 3 gold driver, 3 silvered, or stealing. You just add a level 5 or higher. So it'll be your Volflame is what you're searching off of that. Level 5 or higher normal monster from your deck to your hand. So it's still extremely good, obviously. You always want to see it. It's not once per turn, so if you have a chance to search a couple Volflame, it is nice. You do even have the option of, also, why it's amazing, is searching your Qliphort, which is usually going to be Scout. So yeah, Summoner's Art, absolutely amazing. And then one of our best starters is Unexpected Die. This one is going to, if you control no monsters, you're going to be able to special summon a level 4 or lower normal monster from your deck. So that's the one that's summoning your gold driver, silvered, or your stealing. And then same kind of idea, a little bit different. Painful Decision, 2 of that. You send a level 4 or lower normal monster from your deck to the graveyard, and then you can add one with the same name from your deck to your hand. So it's a really good search card, and loading up your graveyard as well. And then the last spell we're playing is Emergency Teleport. It special summons a level 3 or lower Psychic. So that is your Silvered or your Stealing for free. Really nice. And then the only traps we're playing, one Metalfoes combination. That says it's a continuous, and once per turn if a fusion monster is fusion summoned, you can target a Metalfoes monster in your graveyard with a level lower than that and special summon it. And then if this is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add a Metalfoes from your deck to your hand. Metalfoes monster. And then one Metalfoes counter. Again, these are both easily accessible with all of the Metalfoes monster cards. This card says if a card you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon one Metalfoes monster from your deck. And then during either player's turn, you can banish this card from your graveyard and add a face-up Metalfoes pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand. So again, just kind of good, really good cards there that are, again, easily accessible. That is the main deck. Extra deck, playing 2 Mithrilium. Now he is really good because basically he's your way of just getting rid of problematic cards on the field. You can target 2 Metalfoes cards in your graveyard and 1 card on the field. Shuffle the targets from your graveyard into the deck, and then you'll be able to return the target on the field to the hand. So it's not destroying, not sending to the graveyard. It's really nice, returning that card to the hand. And then another really good effect he has is if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can special summon a Metalfoes pendulum monster from your graveyard or face up from your extra deck. So that's where using that on, say, like your Vanisher on your opponent's turn is just really good. And then we're also playing 2 Alcahest. He is probably the best interruption on your opponent's turn as far as the Metalfoes monsters go. Once per turn to your opponent's turn, you can target 1 effect monster on the field, equip that to this card, so again, it does not destroy, and then this card gains defense equal to the combined original attack of the monsters equipped to it, and then you can use monsters you control equipped to this card as fusion material for the fusion summon of a Metalfoes monster. So again, you can use them for going into like your Adamante or your Crimsonite, which is just really good. And then we play 1 Orichalc. He's just he's good high attack, requires just 2 Metalfoes monsters. If a Metalfoes monster you control attacks a defense position monster, you inflict double piercing battle damage. And then if he is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target a card on the field and destroy it. So 2 decent effects. Obviously not as good as Mithrilium or Alcahest, but he has his instances where he is very good. And then again, we have the Adamante and the Crimsonite, which do not have any effects, but they're your easy ways of abusing super polymerization. And then the newest addition to the lineup, as far as fusion guys go, is Azortless. So he is also a pendulum card. So his monster effect, it just requires a Metalfoes monster and a fusion monster. So again, you can use that if your opponent has like a fusion monster, get him out with super polymerization. Really cool. If he's special summoned from the extra deck, you can target a card your opponent controls, shuffle 2 face-up pendulum monsters from your extra deck into the deck, and then destroy that card. And then if this card in the monster zone is destroyed, which you have a number of ways of doing that, you can place this card in your pendulum zone. And then his pendulum effect is if a face-up Metalfoes card you control is destroyed by card effect, you can target 1 face-up card in the field and destroy it. So he's just really good destruction. Really nice card to have. And then the last of the new cards is Heavy Metalfoes Amalgam. Now he is obviously not as good as Electromite, but he is still decent. Just 2 Metalfoes monsters. If this card is sent from the monster zone to the graveyard by a card effect, you can activate 1 of the effects, which is you can target a Metalfoes monster you control and equip this card to it, and it gains 1,000 attack. And then you can also, if you don't want to use that one, you can target a Metalfoes card you control, destroy it, and then you can special summon this card. So it's just kind of recurring back, getting effects off, with your other Metalfoes cards. So he's really nice to have. And we're also playing a Cross Sheep. You do a lot of fusion summoning, so basically when you fusion summon, you can special summon a level 4 lower monster from your graveyard. So pretty easy, just free summons. And then since we actually have, thanks to some of the new support with Melcaster, so we have 3 level 7s there, and then with Volflame. So we have, a few level 7s. Why not play Odd Eyes Absolute? And then obviously you go Odd Eyes Absolute into Odd Eyes Vortex, which for a Pendulum deck, Odd Eyes Vortex is insane. And then obviously if you can get Odd Eyes Vortex and then your Cyber Dragon Nova and Infinity, get your Infinity and a Vortex on board, that's just a killer combination. And then last card we play is just another Super Polymerization target. Not that we needed another one, but this one is just another good one to have. Just requires a fusion and then a dark, so you could potentially use both cards that your opponent has that are potentially problematic and just make him. So that is the deck, guys. I love the new support. I wish we could get Electromite back, and then this deck will be right where it needs to be. It's still really good though. It's got a lot, especially with Super Polymerization, and some of these new cards are just really good. And I really like the Qliphort Engine, so you can go into Nova Infinity. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and we'll catch you on the next one.